Going on, everyone? So the Lakers really exceeded expectations. They made it to the Western Conference Finals. Yes, it ended in a bit of a disaster, and it was unfortunate and disappointing, but still, this was a team that wasn't even supposed to be there. This is a team that wasn't even supposed to make it to the play-in, let alone the Western Conference Finals. And they had to scratch and claw and grind, and every game was like do or die for them. And it's exhausting to go through that and then go through a playoff series or a play-in and then a playoff series. It was a rough situation. But going into next season, you have a roster that was one of the best rosters in the entire league post-trade deadline, a team that was able to make it to the Western Conference Finals. You have a full offseason, a full preseason, a full training camp, everything lined up and ready to go to kind of develop that chemistry and build that camaraderie and all of the things that you need to start laying the groundwork on a contention run. The Lakers would have that. And there's a real question to be made on how do the Lakers approach it. Now, I made a video talking about should the Lakers go all in or should they, kind of go the rebuild route. But there's also the other option of just kind of standing pat, right? Basically bring essentially everybody back. You do need to make some tweaks, right? Like the Lakers could use another center, maybe even another solid perimeter guy. I'd like to see a scorer, a type of shooter. Now, one shooter isn't going to fix everything, which is why I kind of lean towards like maybe you go and look for a Terry Rozier or something like that. Can you get him on the cheap? And that's a guy that can shoot the three ball, but also can just go get a basket, be a three-level scorer. Like the Lakers could use another one of those. But obviously, you got questions about Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, what's going to happen with D'Angelo Russell, Lonnie Walker. They can bring him back for around like $7.5 million. Does he want to come back? Reports of the Lakers potentially moving off of Malik Beasley and Mo Bamba unless they can find a trade for him. The Lakers, they want a third star, right? It's Los Angeles. It's the Lakers. They want and have always star chased and tried to acquire as many star level talents as possible. And Kyrie is, the guy that's front and center. You have rumors about Damian Lillard. Trae Young's been linked to him. And if somebody is available, the Lakers very likely may pivot in that direction to go and acquire a player like that. Go try to acquire another star. But look, if you can get a star, like we'll just use Damian Lillard as an example. I'm not saying he'll come. I'm not saying the Lakers will trade for him. I'm not even saying it's possible. All I'm saying is we'll use it as an example. I just want to preference that because I know somebody's will be like, well, but if you can get a guy like Damian Lillard, you could still keep your depth and your talent. So it makes sense to maybe go that direction and get that third star. Because again, Lakers could use a shooter, use a playmaker, use a scorer. There you go. You get somebody like a Damian Lillard that can do all those things. You're in a good position, right? Lakers would definitely be better. If the Lakers had Damian Lillard this past season with the same roster, they probably win the NBA championship, right? So I get that. You keep everybody. You trade like a Beasley and Mo Bamba and both first, and you go and try to acquire like a star level player. Okay, cool. If you can do that without ruining all of your depth and all the talent you have on your roster, then cool, that's perfect. But if you had to go get like a Kyrie Irving, well, now you're jeopardizing all of that. It becomes a problem. I think that the Lakers, if they don't have the potential to get a star realistically, I just think you go a small little minor tweak here and there, right? Like, I don't think you need much. I think you bring essentially everybody back. I wouldn't even mind bringing back Beasley and Mo Bamba. Like, Beasley was already down a slope, but also he's a very streaky shooter who kind of didn't know and understand the positions that he was in. Guys didn't really know his spots. Like, once you start developing that chemistry, starts building that confidence, D'Angelo Russell knows where he wants it, where's his favorite spots. They run some sets. They start running some plays for him. LeBron James has that understanding. Okay, he likes it here. This is his pocket. All of that, like that all changes and can make guys more effective, right? Also, he builds confidence. He gets on the street. Maybe he can have that kind of resurgence of his three-point shot because he is and has been a good three-point shooter. And then, a guy like Mo Bamba who can shoot 40% from three and block shots. Yes, he's a project. Yes, he's raw. Yes, he needs a lot of work and development, but he's young enough to where you can kind of shape him and mold him. Is he worth the 10 million he's being paid right now? No, but you can't really replace him. Like, what's the point? Now, again, if you can find a quality trade, right? Like, let's say you can turn them into Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. You absolutely do that, of course, right? But if you can't, and there's no real valuable trades that make sense that you can get at the right price or for a right package, I'd rather see the Lakers just stand pat, keep the roster intact, and then just go get, again, another minor piece to bring back like a Stanley Johnson, right? Another defensive-minded type guy who actually was hitting the three ball pretty well for the Spurs, right? Maybe he can continue to work on and improve his three-point shot. Stanley Johnson was also a favorite amongst Laker Nation, right? Many people really liked him and were disappointed that the Lakers got rid of him. So if you can go get a guy like that, again, if he doesn't play, he doesn't play. If he does play, great. He can give you some high energy, be a solid defensive guy that can hit shots from time to time. Cool. Like the Lakers, again, small tweak that could help in the long term, that you could go and give you another sizable player. Can you find another young guy that you could take a flyer on, that maybe you could do the Lonnie Walker, Malik Beasley type thing, or Malik Monk type thing, right? Where they come in, they want to prove themselves, they haven't really had the opportunity. Cool. Can you find that diamond in the rough, right? I think that that's a better approach than going and getting a star. Go get a center, right? Can you go get a Brook Lopez and bring him back, right? Would that be a possibility? Because that would be great, right? Can you go and get a guy who can be a 15 and 10 guy on a nightly basis? I mean he could be a 20-10 guy, give you some shot blocking, give you some defense, all the things you need next to Anthony Davis. Like, those are the kind of things I'd like to see the Lakers do. Again, obviously, if you have an opportunity to go all in and you can push your chips to the table, and nothing's guaranteed, but get as close to guaranteed of a championship as you possibly can, then of course do that, right? Because if you have that opportunity, you don't know how long you're going to have that opportunity. Do that. But I don't think the Lakers need a whole roster rehaul or anything like that, right? I think they have some really good, really core pieces that they basically Mickey Mouse this thing and put it all together. And they didn't even play 20 games together, like fully. They played like 10, I think it was like 10 games or 11 games, like all together before they went into the playoffs. So, and they were able to still beat teams like the Memphis Grizzlies, who were the number 2 seed. They were still able to beat the Golden State Warriors, who were the defending champions. And then they ran into a team that just was better, but they weren't that much better. It's not like the Lakers were getting blown out by 20 every game. The Lakers easily could have swept Denver. It could have been the other way if a guy or two showed up. I mean, you had 3 of the 4 games that were decided by less than 20 points total. So the idea of like the Lakers could have won that series is not that far-fetched, right? And you had LeBron James, who needs surgery in the offseason. Anthony Davis was dealing with the foot injury. D'Lo had an injury, right? Like, all of those things matter. All of those things take into account. So I don't think, it's not like they got some breaks, they got a couple lucky things to fall, and they made it to the Western Conference Finals, and they just got ran through, right? Like, that's a big difference. But no, I mean, yes, they got swept. It sucks. It hurts. Like, it's not a good perception, right? But in reality is that, like, the Lakers had, like, double-digit leads in all of those games, except for one of them, and they had opportunities to win down the stretch. And everything, like, it just, the Lakers easily could have done that. Go get a Brook Lopez, or, make a minor tweak here and there. Obviously, if you can upgrade Beasley and Mo Bamba, then do that, sure. But I don't think the Lakers need anything too heavy. I think the Lakers have a good enough core. They have their 6, 7 guys that are here. You got, D'Lo, Reeves, LeBron, AD, Rui, Jared Vanderbilt, Max Christie. You're going to draft whoever you draft at number 17. You got some guys in the G League, Scottie Pippen, Cole Schweider. These are guys that you could come in, give a little run, kind of develop them over the course of the season. The Lakers aren't going to be a play-in team this year, right? They're going to be a team that's going to be able to at least get to the 5 or 6 seed. And so you have all the all the pieces you need to have success during the regular season. You have some guys that you could develop. Maybe Max Christie, becomes Austin Reeves 2.0 and really takes that leap and step in the right direction. And, he's already got the defense. You could Max Christie might be our best on-ball defender on the Lakers. Even with Jared Vanderbilt's been fantastic, but Max Christie might be our best on-ball defender. And supposedly he's grown to like 6'7". If that's true, then that's great, right? So all of that, those are the things. Does the draft pick you take this year, does he end up being a guy that can give you some quality production, right? Again, small little things can go a long way. Lakers get another guy or two that can just come in and kind of be solid rotation pieces, then all of a sudden the Lakers are back in the Western Conference and maybe it's a different story. Maybe they're winning a championship, right? Especially if LeBron, there's questions. Obviously LeBron and AD got to stay healthy. They got to stay effective, right? Can Anthony Davis get more consistent than he was in this last playoff run? There's a lot that goes into it, but ultimately I like the Lakers' chances. I really do. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think the Lakers should just, stand pat, retool, tweak a few things, and you're good to go? Just bring in a center, bring in a couple vet minimum guys, hope your draft picks work out, and you're good. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know.